Everybody, welcome back to another video today. How to be focused like Elon Musk. So you've seen an interview of Elon Musk and you heard him say that he works like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, that he eats while working and that he works while taking a piss. And now you wonder, how is he that focused all the time? And the answer is noise. Many of us can try to work 18 hours a day, but they will end up being less productive in these 18 hours than they would be in 8 hours. But how is that? Why is Elon Musk able to work and be focused 18 hours a day while us normal humans seem incapable of doing so? The answer, again, is noise. When we split up on what our brain is focusing on, when it gets the impulse to focus on that, we get 4 things our brain likes to focus on. Those are your basic needs, your dreams and goals, your appointments and other stuff, miscellaneous stuff that disturbs your rhythm, and your high dopamine triggers. We can now go further and put them into 2 categories. Category 1 is called focus. And in the focus category comes everything that brings us further to our dreams and goals. So, in the focus category, we put the dreams and goals. And the second category is called noise. And in the noise category, we put everything that disturbs our focus, our first category. So, what disturbs our focus? It can be as simple as our basic needs. The problem with the basic needs is that you can't ignore them. The problem with basic needs is not in having them, but in having them always topped up. When you're hungry, you need to eat. When you need to take a piss, you need to take a piss. When you're thirsty, you need to drink something. If you're hungry, the only thing your brain is focusing on is when can I eat, what can I eat, what do I want to eat? Do I want something healthy, something protein rich? Do I want something fatty that will also give you high dopamine, triggering the fatty stuff? And when your brain focuses on all of these things, just because you're hungry, it will greatly disturb your focus on your dreams and goals. So all these thoughts are noise in your head. They distract you. So you always have to have these basic needs topped up. Your bladder needs to be empty. Your stomach needs to be full. Next, there are appointments and other stuff that just disturb your rhythm. Let's call it social stuff. These are sometimes things that you really can't cut out of your life, like a doctor's checkup or the weekly date with your girlfriend. You can't just cut them out of your life. You still need to attend those social stuff things. And those things you have to schedule in your day. So the only time when you think about these things is when they are scheduled. You know, let's take for example the date with your girlfriend. You schedule when you plan the date for maybe an hour, and then when the date is planned, you schedule when you have the date. And then you don't have to waste any thought more on this date than when you have to attend those 2 schedules. And at last we have the high dopamine triggers, and there are many of them. Many. First, of course, your phone, or to be specific, the vibrant colors and the constant changing information of social media and phone games. Think about how much screen time would you really have if you would just have your calendar and your notes app on your phone. Maybe like 10 minutes? And how much screen time do you have right now? 4 hours or something? I sometimes have 4 hours screen time on my phone. And most of the time when I have those 4 hours, I don't really feel like I've been on the phone much. So you see how much noise this is? What a high dopamine trigger your phone can be to take your focus for 4 hours every day without a problem. So think about this for a second. If there was a drug on this planet that would have you sitting around like this and just looking at your hand for 6 hours every day, Yeah, you would take this drug and you would be like this. For 6 hours every day. Would you take this drug? I surely wouldn't take this drug. So, how do we use focus and noise to keep our mind from wandering around for hours of every day to being focused for hours on end? First of all, being focused for 18 hours a day is purely mastered from repetition. But that means that you can work towards this goal. What you need to do to be focused for that long of a time. First, you have to cut out all the noise from your life. Put your phone away or don't even have it with you. Make sure there's nothing that could be tempting in any way in your reach. No snacks, no TV, no console. Even when you're working on your computer, that there are no games you can play, no websites where you can watch something. Even Spotify. Listening to some music can be triggering for some high dopamine and it can be noise. You totally cut out the opportunity to have noise somewhere. And the rest is done by scheduling everything. Literally everything. You schedule when you eat, you schedule what you eat, and you even schedule when you plan what to eat. You schedule when you drink, how much you drink, you schedule when you go to take a piss. You even schedule when you will be scheduling. You need to schedule everything so that everything that needs to be thought about can be thought about when it gets the time to be thought about. You know what I mean? And now to the focus. You now have cut out all the noise from your life. You now have cut out all the noise from your life, but you don't have anything to focus on, right? Now is your turn. You have scheduled everything in your life. You have so many free hours to be focused. Now, the only thing left to do when you're in your focus time is search for the work. And when you really don't have anything to do, be bored. Be just bored. Sit around, staring holes in the air. Just be bored. The ideas will fly to you. The best ideas in this world came when the person behind them was bored.